Drop it down. Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly, Real Estate Jerky Daily. Mike finally got us your mic. It would be nice to your mouth if you have the chance.
Who keeps loosening it?
You're the only one that sits over there.
Could it be me?
It has to be because it can't be me.
I think they dusted it this morning.
They don't dust in here. They can't get in here. And nice slurp there.
Well, it was for everybody.
Yeah, they got
I like to share.
Yeah.
So what do you got this morning?
A lot. So why don't you do your real estate
stuff real quick?
Yeah. Let me make sure I went live over here.
No. They were done. Look at that. We are kicking
118.
some butt.
That's 3 weeks.
3 weeks, 118. Oh, whoa. 639 listings. So the listings are up a tiny bit.
Is that 20. Really 3 weeks or is that 2 weeks?
That's 3 weeks.
Because we were 58 before.
We were 72 last week.
Wow. So we went from 58 to 72 to 118.
Look at those pendings.
Ooh.
Those pendings are slowly approaching where we normally are in the 350s, 330s.
Yeah, but active listings are down also. Those are like 200 to 3, down the normal. But it's that time of year.
I got to tell you, I got 3 referrals for listings yesterday.
Good. List them.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, but a referral, is that a guaranteed thing?
Referrals are never a guaranteed thing unless they're just referring one agent. So I got to practice my presentation, step up my game.
All right.
So that's what we're
regular
that's
sales.
What's going on.
I assume
regular sales.
Yeah.
South Carolina.
You're selling one in South Carolina?
No, they're moving there. Gonna be with her daughter
and get away from here. All right, what do I have? Market is Dow was doing better. The 10-year's at 4.27 right now.
Jeez.
That's better than yesterday. It was up to almost 430.
That's crazy.
And then I think the Dow it's up 407 now. It was much lower than that earlier. The rates are better by 10 basis points after being worse than yesterday by 29.
Did you get an alert to lock yesterday?
Yeah, early on, first thing. And that's why I had some people I needed to lock that are doing refinance. And I went over the numbers when I did, and I couldn't lock it because it was over the weekend and holiday. So I'm like, okay, well, it got worse by $1,000. Well, today it was better by almost $500. I'm like, we're locking and being done because it started going back the other way. We were like 19 basis points better, and then now we're at 10 basis points better. So who knows? It's not worth waiting. It's a few $100s. It's not worth waiting to get worse than that. So what was nice is the refinance was put in yesterday. The only thing we have to go to docs is the updated insurance. So we're just waiting on the insurance agent. Plus, we're also waiting on the other 5 days that we can. Because you can't sign loan documents until the 8th day, and that's what we're waiting on. Also,
moving too fast is what's happening.
Well, I just had it was a cash out, and they're doing they have multiple properties. So on multiple properties, you have to show taxes, insurance, the fact that they're free and clear, all that kind of stuff. So that's the property profiles, all that stuff. Most people don't do that. They just submit it, and then they get all these conditions. I'm like, why not just do it right from the beginning and make it easier? What else do we have?
I don't know, but let's say hi to Cypress over there real quick. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Keep it clean. Ask questions, but keep it clean. All right. So what's going on? The big thing, pending home sales came out. This is for December. Contracts signed for existing home sales fell 9.3%, much worse than the expected 0.3 decline. Wow. So that was almost 10%. And if you remember, in December, I said pending home sales were the best it's been in 4 years. Well, that was for November,
right?
Not December. Year over year, pending sales are now down 3%, a reversal from last month, 2.6% gain. The steep drop, of course, buyer hesitation, even though falling mortgage rates, unless it was yesterday. But overall, everything is getting better. I just think people are nervous. That this whole thing about what Trump's, I'm going to do tariffs and this and that, and people are just. When he said it was only 1 year since his inauguration, I'm like going, it's only been 1 year.
Yeah. It's crazy. So much stuff has happened. We're financially in a better place, even though,
they won't know it until after April when they get their tax stuff back. The other stuff, Japan's financial. So yesterday was a big sell off because the bonds, because of what happened in Japan, how they raised their long-term yields. He came out, and the Japan's finance minister came out for calm because he didn't want to, fall on his sword probably. Japan stands higher tax revenues and declining debt dependency will stabilize the outlook. So they're looking at that. Secretary Bessent yesterday, he rejected Sell America fears, citing record foreign investment in treasuries, despite Denmark trimming its holdings. What did they take? A million? You know what I mean? They're not
Drop
a big
in a bucket.
They were supposed to spend like 200 million on Greenland, and they spent 1% of that. So, and they were talking about, why do we want to buy it from Denmark? When the Greenland has went for independence from them. So just go directly to them and give everybody who's there, they can split the money. That'd be like $1 million a person there.
I'm all for it.
That's so would they be, you know what I mean? Here, and they don't probably have, and then they have their own, we don't have to pay taxes because we're our own sovereign nation. I don't know how that works when you're I'm sure it'd be a territory, kind of like Guam and some of those other places. And then I know, like, not Costa Rica, but what's the Puerto Rico? If you live there half the time, your tax rate's like 4%. It's ridiculous. So I wonder if it's going to be something like that, because I'll be moving there.
I'll go there.
It's too much snow, even though it's melting.
Puerto Rico?
No, I'm talking about Greenland.
Greenland.
Puerto Rico is nice. The problem is they keep losing power constantly, and that's their biggest headache.
Come in and fix that.
Well, that's why everybody has their own generator.
What do they call?
We're a little behind over there.
Generac.
Yeah, that's a seller.
Everybody has that up in Twain Hart and in that area. You don't have one yet, though, do you?
No, because we never have to worry about it. Because if we would lose power, we just come home. That why to stay. I hope for power outages so I can go back home. And we were thinking of looking at, should we sell our cabin, because we don't go up there as much. We go up there, but not as much as we used to. And then we could go travel, go to other places, and so I
contemplating that.
Yeah, but it won't happen until the market takes off, because I'm not stupid. All right, we're waiting on PCE inflation report for October and November. It's coming out tomorrow. This is Fed's favorite gauge of inflation. Hopefully it comes in tamer, because according to Trump, it is tame. I only say that jokingly, because if you listen to him, he touts all his stuff.
Right.
And the reason is because nobody else does, so he has to. Mortgage applications came out. Total volume for this week is up 14.1%, I should say, ending last week.
Yeah.
Purchase apps are up 5% week over year, 18% year over year. Refinance apps are up 20% weekly and 183% year over year. I haven't seen 183 in a while. Refinances now make up 62% of all mortgage activity. So all the refinance guys who are like, okay, I'm surviving now, I'm going back to get these refinances. Do you know what Trump's major announcements at the World Economic Forum, besides the fact if you don't give us Greenland, we'll remember? The big thing he talked about is the institutional buyer ban. They're really trying to pass that, where they cannot have investors buy single family homes anymore. Large investors, not the guy who has 10, but the ones who have more than that.
BlackRock and stuff.
Yeah, like that. and Bessent's like, Bessent brought us up on something else. That's Treasury Secretary. And he's like, I know people say it's like 1%. It's 3%. It's enough that it messes with the inventory. Trump also directed Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to buy $200 billion in MBSs, mortgage-backed securities.
Didn't that start to happen last week?
Yeah, but it's supposed to be doing $20 million a month. We'll see what happens. I don't know about this credit card cap rate proposal. I think it should. And they're saying, well, then so many people will not have a card. Well, maybe they will this with better interest rate.
Not have a card,
because there's a lot of people who have 20% interest rates, and those type of cards.
Those cards would go away.
Correct. Because if your max is at 10%, well, the question really is: are they only there because there's no regulation on it? Because we are regulated that we can't do certain things. And that's high level, high this. Why is that okay?
Lenders,
Why is that okay on residential property, but not okay on credit cards? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
I think it should go in effect, have a max, just like we have to have a max, because predatory inflationary, I would say is 28 to 32% would be that. That's
huge.
Yeah. It's okay. So rule of 72.
Yeah.
Your money doubles depending on how you divide it by interest rates. Right. So that means that debt is doubling every 3 years. So
they're making good money.
Somebody is.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, I'm sure Bill will tell me. Trump hinted they still are trying to find out who they're going to appoint for the Fed chair. We'll know when it happens.
Wait,
it's not
how it works?
Yeah.
When it happens, we know.
We'll know when he actually announces it. He keeps hinting at it. I don't think it's anybody who. I don't think people really know.
What's Powell's term through 27?
He's out in May
of this year.
Yes.
Okay.
But he's not leaving until
I was
May.
confused.
He's going to be. He's dragged out of there the day that he's supposed to be out of there,
scratching and clawing.
Yeah, I'm staying. I lied.
If your term's up, you're out.
Everything else. That's pretty much all I have for today. The pending home sales fell sharply in December, and rates are better than what people think. So potentially refinance. Now, if you're looking, if you did a loan and you're 6%, it might not be the time to refinance. But if you're in the 7s or 6.99, it's probably a time to refinance. Yeah. Or definitely get with your person. And if your person's out of the business, because a lot of people are, just reach out to me. But I'll run the numbers and tell you whether or not to do it. I have a few people, they have to wait till March, April time period because of the house sales haven't happened in certain areas and the values aren't where they need to be.
Okay.
You understand what I mean by that? Because usually what happens, people don't understand, is January, February, March, it's sometimes hard to make the values of homes because in an increasing market, because they have not been reported yet or put in the numbers yet.
Right.
And when some of these people bought and I ran the numbers, it's exactly where they are, what they want, or there's just not enough equity to do what they want, like get rid of the mortgage insurance and stuff like that. But it's going to come.
I actually had an appraiser ask me yesterday, hey, can you give me some information to help me see how you evaluated this property? I'm not saying we can't make it. I'm just saying I don't know what you looked at. So yes, happy to do it.
And you said, well, I just put some numbers on a board and I threw a dart.
I didn't even throw a dart. I just reached up into the sky and pulled a number out of there.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. I hear from so many agents. Well, it's so much per square foot, and this house is this square footage, and the square footage are so much more. And it's like we don't do that.
Right.
When I did the BPOs during 2006 to 2010, two reasons I did them. One, to learn how to really understand how pricing properties work. So I understand when I have an appraisal, what's right or wrong. So when someone comes to me and says, we did this wrong, and I can say, well, the bathroom is only worth $2,500 more. A bedroom is only worth this. Right. They're like, it's got 4 bedrooms. It's worth another $30,000. No,
that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a pool. Okay. 10 grand maybe.
Or for some places, that's a negative depending on where you're at.
Sure.
Yeah.
I got tennis courts. No, you don't. Across the street. Yeah. So it's an interesting game. The appraisal. It's not a definite science. It's not a math equation. Oh, boom, boom, boom.
Well, it actually, if you look at it from the appraiser side, there is a number for how many bedrooms and how many this and the differences. There is what they have to work off of. So there is kind of a science, even though they can push certain numbers a little bit, but they have to be able to justify everything.
Yeah, and then you got it's a mad science. You got neighborhoods, you got all these other little factors that will either detract the amount of money your property is worth or increase the amount of money your house is worth.
Yeah, because people
like this neighborhood. If you think about this neighborhood and then just go across the street, the main street,
it's a totally different neighborhood.
It's less.
Yeah. But again, also you have to look at everything and how they all come together. Cause I mean, your street is busy. There's 10 grand off of it. You put in speed bumps and there's 10 grand. Yeah. And people understand that. And also they look at houses that are within 20% of your square foot of your house.
Right.
That's what their market has to be. They can't go and double the square footage and then break it down. It just doesn't work that way. And your house has to fall in the middle of the comps.
Take me to the middle.
So if they don't have comps, you're not going to you're not going to be the top.
No.
You can't. You have to be in the middle. So they have to have comps for those things. So I've had some people go, I go, there's just comps just aren't there. The highest right now, because I have people I'm working on right now. The lady's like, I put $200,000 into this house.
That doesn't matter.
And I said, I over improved for my neighborhood also.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's the benefit is you get to live in that lovely house.
Well, they'll eventually get there.
Yeah.
If they went to sell it, it would sell. And I said it would sell faster than the other ones because it's done. It might be worth $100,000 more, but it wasn't enough to go get an appraisal because I got a waiver on this cash out, which is pretty good. And I got on somebody else's. I thought I'd get a waiver. I didn't. And I think it has everything to do with debt to income ratio.
Fear factor. Yeah. Risk related.
Right. And everything. Because I was like, wow, I should have gotten it. But then they're pushing their numbers. So what are you going to do?
You just keep on pushing.
That's right. All right. Let's call it a day.
Hey,
we'll
you guys
be back
out
tomorrow.
there in La La Land, have a fantastic day.
Why are you talking to people in LA?
La La Land.
That's LA.
Yeah, they're dancing.
LA is La La Land. We would be Mo Land.
Moland. Every time you say cash out, I hear my wife when I'm in Vegas.
Did you finish all the Landman?
Yeah.
And then when she won all that money at the casino, $300,000.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Now go try it. Let me know if it works.
It just doesn't work. All on black.
Yeah.
Right.
It does, but you only double your money. So you really have to risk it all to get. That's
a big amount.
Yeah. Because she could have had it all there and ran one more time and it would have been red.
Well, you heard where she really caught fire.
It was craps table. Yeah. That's where I lost most of my money.
Yeah. That's where I lose all mine.
We'll talk to you tomorrow. Make it a great day.
Bye, kids.
Be good.
Have a great day.
Bye.